Hey everyone, my name is Eric and I'm from Clay.com, and I'm going to give you a quick start guide on how to get started using the Clay product. Now, you'll notice when you first sign into the software, this is the page that you get to see. Immediately, you'll see all of the tables that you have saved in the past, as well as being able to create a new table. At the top here, what you could see is a new blank table, new people table, and starting from a source. You can think of a new blank table as basically a blank spreadsheet. This is where you can enter in all of your information, add integrations. It's basically a blank canvas for you to begin building your workflows. The people table is a table where you could start with some information about a person, like their name, email address, or LinkedIn profile, and then enrich that for a entire workflow that we've already built for you that you don't need to worry about building the workflow. This is completely done for you already. Or you could start from a source, where when you start from a source, you could start from any of our native data partners that are integrated into the product. You could import a CSV, or you could start from a webhook. And so what we will do for the purposes of this to see Clay is we are going to start from a source. Now, when we start from a source, we can start from a CSV, a webhook. We can query LinkedIn for some LinkedIn profiles. Google Maps and Google Search are also one of our most popular ones. You can integrate your CRMs as well to bring in data from your CRMs. There's all kinds of data that we already have integrated with Clay. What we'll be doing here is we're going to query LinkedIn data to find some people. And so this would be the screen that you then get to see. And what we will do is input a little bit of information here to get our search kicked off. So we will hit a limit of 50. I want them to be located in the United States. I want their experience title to be Chief Executive Officer. And experience description does not matter to us. Company name, company domain, all of these are fine. I definitely do want them currently at their company. And so once we have everything filled out that we want to query LinkedIn for, we'll hit continue. And after we hit continue, we're going to hit new blank table. Now this is going to start populating our blank table with all of the information that we just found from LinkedIn. And now that it is loaded up, we have all of the information here. See how we put in a limit of 50 and we have 50 people. So now what I'd like to point out is the difference between a blank column versus an integrated column. And so if we were to click new over here to add a new column, you'd be able to add a checkbox, a number, text, URL, all these different things. Notice how I can click into this column and I can type in some text, and it would just enter, and everything is there as it would be if you're in a regular spreadsheet. This column here is a column that has been enriched with data, and you can tell because we have a logo at the top of it. If you hover over any of this data, you can click into it, and you'll see all of the data that we have found on this person. So we have everything from their full name, their country, when did they create their LinkedIn profile, uh, their connection count, the last time they updated their LinkedIn profile, their latest experience, all of these different data points that you would find by looking at somebody's LinkedIn profile. So now when you want to do something with this data, you can hover over a token. So we're going to hover over name. And what we do is we're going to map this to the table. And so instead of entering text one by one, like I was showing before, what we could do is we can map this to the table. And what we'll do is we'll hit name because this is a full name. Great. Now, if we don't have a column already made for these people, that's totally fine. What we can do is we can hover over the one that we want to map. We'll hit map to table and we'll hit create new column. And now this will map all of the information about these people into a new column. So let's say that we're not done yet. Getting their LinkedIn profile is just the first step. We want to continue going. And I want to find their email addresses. Well, this can all be done natively within the product as well. All we have to do is just go to their latest experience. And what we'll do is we will grab their company URL and we are going to create a new column from this. Now what we'll do is we'll go to enrich data and we're going to hit enrich company. And we will do that with our LinkedIn. And now we'll do company LinkedIn URL which now there's a couple things to go over here. Notice how company URL is the URL of somebody's LinkedIn company. So we could either drag this into our space here for our inputs, or we could just click on it and it would input as well. The other way that we could do this, and it's just a little bit more complicated because you need to know what you're looking at, but you could drop down the integration that we have here, the enrich person, and if you know exactly what you're looking for, you could get it from here too. You don't have to map it to the table. So I know that it's in latest experience, and I know it's called company URL, so I can just input it here, and then we'd be all set. So now we can hit save changes. And now that that's saved, we can hit run all 50 rows in this view. And now that we have the information about the company, we are going to click on it. And as you can see, we have all of this information propagated as well about these people. Now, in order to find their email address, we're going to need their website. So we're going to map this to the table just like we were talking about before. And then we will find the Clay find work email integration, which is right here. And we will enter their full name as well as their company domain. We're just going to click both of those in here and we will hit save changes. Now we'll run this. And now we start finding all of their emails and we can just click on this and map this to the table. And we will just wait for all of this to run. So now you're ready to start sending emails. There's two ways that we could start using this data. One is natively in the product. We can export our data to our CRM. We could do it to HubSpot, Pipedrive, Salesforce. We could also add them to sequences in Outreach as well. If these are any of the products that you use already for Outreach, this would be a perfect place to start sending them. But if not, the easiest way to do this would be to export your current view, which we will then send you an email with your export of exactly this table, which you would be able to start using in your Outreach. So this is a basic overview of how to use Clay. Very quickly, what we went over was the ability that when a integration has run, if you click over them, you can see all of the data that we have found on that person. And whatever you find to be most important, you can map that to the table. But remember, it always exists no matter what happens. And if you ever want to add any integrations, just take a look at our integration panel and ask yourself, what do you want to find? Do I want to find people? Do I want to find employee count? Do I want to find email sequencing? And then if I want to find email addresses, we could just click on the email addresses integration, which of course will give us our inputs, and we can start finding anything about this company. So even in review, we'll go over it one more time, where even if we were to put the domain in here, and then we'd hit save changes, then we run this. This is actually scraping the website for any emails that we find on the website, which that one we didn't find any. So here we found an email. Of course, this is a contact email. Could be useful nonetheless. And then we can map that to the table. So let us know if you have any questions. Don't forget to join our community at clay.com/Slack. And I hope you all enjoy using Clay.